I think the only part, well, most of our product was done using AI when it comes to bringing it up to speed and making it efficient. Uh, the training part of the models, the part that actually gets the computer to see, that was a 50-50 because, collecting the data is scarce. So we had some of the data and we realized that, okay, some things are missing from it. It's not picking up some of the letters the way that we wanted to. So we had to do recordings for some of those letters and get them into the data set in a file format that's also compatible with what we got from, the internet while we're doing that. And we asked AI to come up with, a script that puts it all together, allows us to run this model efficiently and just do it over and over through trial and error. So even with the front end, AI actually made a lot of the transitions the way you see them, the way it was in our product, and the emojis as well as the comments, the detailed comments that were there when you scroll through each part of the page. Those are touches that AI made.
No, that's sick, man. That's sick. I'm telling you, for my project too, everything was AI, bro. So I understand. In terms of the knowledge, do you think that, all right, let's say, for instance, Vedang, right? Like you didn't have the knowledge that you did in ComSci. Do you think you could have been able to achieve the same results in the 24 hours? Or was it because of your knowledge set, having done the ComSci degree, having done the previous hackathons? Like, do you think that gave you kind of like an unfair advantage, like a competitive advantage in that regard?
Mhm. I think when it comes to that, um, I'm just as good as somebody who probably never did ComSci. The reason I'm saying that before is the projects that I've done in the past are, as I was saying, related to finance. This one's the first time I'm doing something in computer vision. So I've never used computer vision before. I've never tried TensorFlow. TensorFlow, it's like my first time doing a project in TensorFlow. So it was about a lot of reading through stuff, even reading what the AI spits out, trying it, seeing if it works. I mean, the only way I could say you have that competitive advantage if you understand the technical terms that the AI was giving to us in its responses. So that's the only way that would have an edge over the other teams. But I would say it's about like a fair playing field because I was completely new to it.
How do you recommend then for persons who are new, feel a bit overwhelmed and daunted by a lot of that? You just said a lot a while ago, even though I understood
Mhm.
it. So I have a few friends who listen to this podcast and they just heard the word TensorFlow and they're just like,
Mhm.
"What? How do we then bridge the gap? How do those like non-technical users bridge the gap in order to be or like be more, what would you say, productive with these AI models, right? To be able to understand and be able to chat with them more productively."
Okay, so I feel like if I should have clarified what TensorFlow is for the users, but the first step is really understanding your problem. And when you do your problem, I feel like one of the things you can ask your AI, the AI tool that you're using is, what's a beginner friendly tool? I wouldn't say TensorFlow is beginner friendly, but it's just experimental because we were really short on time. Um, so finding out what things are possible. What are the tools you would need to make the computer vision product possible? TensorFlow is one of the suggestions that AI gave us. So now we're like, okay, one of them is TensorFlow, and then we have this other option, we have this other option. So it seems to be at the top of the rankings that the AI listed, and it seems like okay, a lot of it is in Python now. If you're familiar with Python, then doing TensorFlow may be difficult, but it may not be as difficult as if you didn't know Python at all. So I feel like compared to the others, that was the easier thing to go with, and it really gave out all the commands you needed to set it up. It was very thorough, and you just have to be clear with your prompt from start to finish. And add the guardrails. The guardrails are very important. So when I say guardrails, those are things that may cause the AI to fail. Even though it's not going to be perfect on the first time, what are some of those edge things you want to put in your prompt that the AI must look out for when you're testing TensorFlow for the first time?